Baby, when the night spreads its calm blanket across the sky, when the streets outside grow still and the hum of the world finally rests, I find myself wide awake with 1,000 unspoken words caught inside me. It is in those late hours, when silence feels heavier than sound, that my heart beats the loudest. Baby, there is something I want from you at night, something that lives deep within me, but I am so afraid to ask. Not because it is forbidden, not because it is wrong, but because it is vulnerable. Because it demands that I step out of the safety of silence and let you see the most fragile corners of my soul. Baby, I imagine those moments when we are lying side by side, the air soft, the weight of the day finally behind us. The night has a way of removing distractions, of stripping away pretenses, until it is just us, raw and unguarded. And in that stillness, I feel the ache to reach for your hand, to whisper the words that keep me restless. Baby, I don't just want your presence, I want your heart in its truest form. I don't just want your closeness, I want your truth, your hidden thoughts, your silent prayers. What I want from you is not loud, not dramatic, but a surrender so soft it feels like eternity breathing through us. Baby, I long for a connection that is unshakable, one that no distance or fear can erase. I want you to let me inside the parts of you no one else has touched. Not your skin, but your silence. Not your surface, but your depths. At night, when the world can no longer see us, I crave that we see each other fully. I want to know your fears, your regrets, your hopes, the little pieces of your soul that you have kept hidden even from yourself. And yet, baby, I tremble, because what if you turn away? What if my longing is too much? Fear is a cruel companion. It visits me in the hours before dawn, whispering that silence is safer. It tells me that keeping these desires hidden protects me from rejection. But baby, silence is also suffocating. It builds walls where there should be windows. It creates distance where there should be closeness. And so, each night, I fight the battle between my longing to be honest and my terror of what honesty might cost. Baby, the truth is simple. I want you to hold me in a way that speaks louder than words. I want your hand to find mine in the dark and tell me that I am not alone. I want your voice, low and steady, to remind me that no secret could scare you away. I want the night to be the place where we meet not just as lovers, but as souls, two spirits bearing everything in the safety of each other's presence. That is what I want from you at night, baby. Not performance, not perfection, but presence. The kind that heals, the kind that transforms, the kind that makes the night holy. Baby, sometimes I imagine how it would feel to finally speak the words aloud, to turn toward you, trembling but determined, and say, there is something I need from you, and it is not what the world assumes. I need your honesty. I need your trust. I need the version of you that exists when no one else is watching. And in that vision, you do not laugh, you do not turn away. Instead, you listen, you hold me tighter, you make the silence safe again. And I realize, baby, that maybe the thing I fear asking for is the very thing you are already willing to give. But fear has built its roots deep inside me. It reminds me of every time vulnerability has been met with rejection. It echoes the voices of the past that said, you are too much. Your love is too heavy. Your need is too intense. And so, even as I lie next to you, Even as the night gives me 1,000 chances to speak, I remain quiet, whispering my confessions only to the ceiling, hoping somehow you can hear them in the rhythm of my breath. Baby, I want to tell you everything. I want to confess the dreams that visit me when I close my eyes, the visions of us standing stronger, braver, more open than we have ever been. I want to describe the way my soul sees yours, not just as a partner, but as a mirror of heaven's promise. But I stop myself, because some part of me wonders if reality could ever live up to the dream. What if my honesty breaks what we already have? What if my truth is too fragile to survive the weight of being spoken? And yet, baby, there is another voice inside me, quieter but stronger, that tells me love cannot thrive in silence. It reminds me that what is built on truth cannot be destroyed by confession. It whispers that you are not here to reject me, but to see me. Not here to abandon me, but to walk with me through every valley of fear. And in those moments I dare to hope that maybe, just maybe, you are waiting for me to ask. Maybe you are longing for me to open the door so we can both step into a deeper kind of closeness. Baby, when I picture the future, I don't see grand stages or public declarations. I see the two of us in the quiet of night, lying close, speaking truths we have hidden for too long. I see the kind of honesty that brings tears, not of sorrow, but of release. I see the moment when we realize that nothing is too much when love is real, that nothing is too heavy when two hearts are carrying it together. That is what I want from you, baby. The night, the truth, the courage to meet me in the silence and let us both be unafraid. If this midnight confession speaks to your soul, type in the comments. I am ready to be seen. Baby, the night has always carried a strange kind of truth. In the light of day, we wear our masks. We move through responsibilities. We play roles that others expect of us. But when the world grows quiet and darkness spreads across the sky, the masks begin to slip. The silence asks questions we cannot avoid, and the soul begins to answer in whispers. Baby, that is when I feel it the most. The pull inside me to reach for you, to say what has been heavy on my heart for far too long. And yet, every time, fear rises like a wall between us. Baby, I lie awake in that stillness not because I do not trust you, but because I am afraid of myself. I am afraid of the way my love runs deeper than words, afraid that my longing might sound like too much. I am afraid that if I reveal the hidden chambers of my heart, you might step back, uncertain of the weight I place in your hands. But baby, what I want at night is not complicated. It is the kind of closeness that only truth can bring. It is the freedom to unfold every fragile part of myself without the fear that you will turn away. Baby, I have carried so many unspoken dreams. Some of them are small. The dream of hearing your voice promise me that we are unbreakable. The dream of your hand steadying me when my doubts grow loud. Some of them are vast. The dream of a life where we walk into destiny together, where every night becomes a sanctuary for honesty, every morning a new beginning. And in all of those dreams, baby, you are my anchor, the place where my restless heart finally rests. But fear has a way of rewriting even the truest longings. It whispers that silence is safer. It tells me that if I stay quiet, I will not lose what we already have. And yet, baby, that silence eats away at me. It turns the sweetness of night into a battlefield where my heart and my fear wage war. And every night, I lose a little more of myself to the words I do not speak. Baby, what I want from you when the night surrounds us is simple but sacred. I want your listening heart, your patient silence, your quiet strength. I want to be brave enough to turn toward you and say, baby, I need to know that I can be fully myself here. I need to know that every hidden thought, every trembling confession will not drive you away, but will draw you closer. That is what I am scared to ask, baby, that I am enough, even when I am unguarded, even when I am raw. Baby, there are times I watch you breathe beside me, steady, calm, unaware of the storm inside me. I wonder if you sense it, the way my spirit reaches for you, the way my silence is louder than my words. I wonder if you ever feel that same pull to confess, to reveal the unspoken, to let me see the parts of you the world has never touched. Maybe we are both waiting. Maybe we are both afraid, and maybe the night keeps us silent, not because we have nothing to say, but because the truth we carry feels too sacred to risk. Baby, love is not just about laughter in the day. It is about courage in the night. It is about the willingness to be seen in the dark when the lights are gone and all that remains is the bare soul. That is the intimacy I want, baby. The kind that is not measured by closeness of bodies, but by the closeness of hearts. The kind that dares to break silence with honesty. The kind that heals by revealing what was once hidden. If you believe true love is built in the silence of the night, type in the comments, I choose honesty over fear. Baby, the night has a way of uncovering what the day hides. In the light of morning, it is easy to smile, to laugh, to act as though the world is not heavy. But when the sun goes down and silence becomes louder than sound, the truths we avoid come to the surface. That is when my chest feels tight with words I've swallowed for too long. Baby, lying beside you, I feel the weight of what I want to say pressing harder against my heart. There is something I long for, something so sacred that I hesitate to even give it language. It is not about possession, not about demand, not about control. It is about surrender. It is about letting you see me, fully, completely, vulnerably, in the quiet of night, without mask or armor. Baby, my fear has always been that if I speak too much of my longing, I will lose you, that my confessions will sound too heavy, too overwhelming, too much for one heart to hold. But silence is not peace. It is a slow breaking. Every time I keep the truth inside, another piece of me fractures. And every time I turn away from honesty, the distance between us grows, even when our bodies lie close. Baby, what I want from you at night is not your perfection. It is your permission to be myself without apology. Permission to show you the scars and not just the smiles. Permission to whisper my doubts without fearing that you will see me as weak. Baby, closeness is not about how tightly arms can wrap around one another. It is about how deeply souls can recognize each other in the dark. It is about knowing that even if I reveal the trembling parts of me, you will not flinch. It is about discovering that love does not run away from brokenness, but runs toward it. That is what I want from you in those sacred midnight hours. To feel that no part of me is too fragile to be held, no confession too strange to be heard, no truth too heavy to be carried together, but upon every part of you, carefully to be heard, and the clisp mixed equally. I wonder, baby, if you ever feel the same pull, if you ever lie awake with words you are too afraid to say, if you ever find yourself rehearsing confessions in your mind, only to bury them again in silence, maybe we are mirrors of one another, both longing to speak, both waiting for the other to go first. Maybe the night holds not just my unspoken prayers, but yours too. And maybe what keeps us silent is not a lack of love, but the terrifying possibility that the truth will change everything. But baby, truth is the only soil where love can grow. Lies may keep us comfortable for a time. Silence may give the illusion of peace, but only truth can anchor us through storms. Only honesty can transform the night into sanctuary. And so, though my heart trembles, though fear whispers that I should remain quiet, another voice rises within me. It is softer but stronger, quieter but truer. It tells me that what I am longing to ask of you is not too much. It tells me that what I want to share is not a threat, but a gift. Baby, what I want from you when the stars are watching is not just your body beside mine. It is your spirit open to mine. It is your willingness to meet me in the silence and hear the words I cannot speak easily. It is your courage to take my hand when I confess the things I have never told anyone else. What I want is the freedom to fall apart in your presence and know that you will not leave. To speak of fears I carry, of wounds I still nurse, of dreams that frighten me with their sighs, and to know that your love will not shrink back. Baby, every night I imagine what it would feel like if I finally dared. If I turned to you in the quiet and spoke the words my soul aches to release. I need you to see me. I need you to know me. I need you to remind me that even when I am trembling, I am still worthy of love. And in my imagination, you do not reject me. You do not pull away. You hold my gaze, you steady my heart. You whisper back that my honesty only makes us stronger. And baby, if that dream could become reality, then maybe all my fears would finally lose their power. Baby, love is not proven in the grand gestures people post about. It is proven in the unseen moments, in the nights where two hearts lie side by side and choose to speak instead of remain silent. It is proven in the courage to share even the things that feel too small or too strange.